When a new patient, walks in through that door, what are you facing? You've come to, you know what those fears are when they walk in that door.
Yes, you're definitely facing somebody who's terrified. 9 times out of 10, there's not many people that walk in that aren't terrified. And now unfortunately, with the internet and everything that's out there, so many people walk in that have already been on the internet. So the first thing you'll hear is, oh, I was on WebMD, or I was on, Google, or I was on whatever. And you're, oh boy, what were you reading? And because there's so many things out there that can be not true. So now I find, as opposed to before when we didn't have so much internet, you're kind of up against that. So you really have to work hard to try and, reassure them that a lot of the stuff they're reading is not necessarily the truth.
I remember walking out of my very first oncology appointment, and the oncologist said, one last piece of information, stay off the internet.
Absolutely.
Because she said, otherwise it'll scare you to death.
It will. It absolutely can. And I will remember one patient came in and, sat in the chair and said, all right, when do I start throwing up? Was for sure thought that the minute I put the IV in, they were going to start to throw up. And that was it. And that was going to be the end of it. They're going to throw up for 6 straight months. And I'm like, no, that's not how it is nowadays. But those are the things that they can get in their head and just be absolutely so scared. So it's really important for us, like Joy said earlier, that's a huge part of our job. It's not only the technical part of, being knowledgeable to hang the medicine and know the side effects, but it's really to, put the patient at ease and get them through the emotional side of it too. And I think that's really just as important as all the
And I
other.
think it's important for patients to know that what you read might come true on the internet, but everybody's an individual and everybody reacts differently. So just because you're reading one person's count really means nothing. I can tell you what the potentials are, but everybody's so different.
It's funny because that's like a fine line. Sometimes when you guys would tell me what might happen,
right.
I almost wanted to go, la, 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 la.
I don't want to hear
I
anything.
don't even want to hear about it, because otherwise
Right.
I'd be afraid that I'd wake up the next day and say, or a couple days later and say, all right, they said on about the 4th or 5th day, the anti-nausea meds will wear off, and this is the day that I could feel nauseous or headachy. And if you go through that by like 10 o'clock, you can
talk
have
yourself
all of
into
those
it.
symptoms.
You absolutely can.
Right.
So I try to just like get up and out and not expect them.
Right.
And if they happen, they happen, but not to anticipate them. And so I'm sure you walk that fine line. How much do I tell this patient?
Yes.
How susceptible?
Absolutely.
You must have to kind of read their
You
susceptibility.
can gauge a person after we've been doing this a very long time, and you will every once in a while get that patient in the chair, and I'll come back and I'll say, oh, Joy, I don't think
minimal information for today.
Yeah, it's going to be too much.
Sometimes they have to
overload.
just experience it themselves and then come back the next time. And then you can say to them, okay, what was your experience? And what, sometimes too much information, even from us, it's a power of suggestion a lot of times too. You could read any of those bottles over-the-counter medicines.
Absolutely.
And you'd never take them. So.
All right, so wait a second. So then let me flip that around. Power of suggestion is very strong. So therefore, how do you use that to try to keep your patients with a positive frame of mind?
I think that it's important for them to understand that you've been doing this a long time and that you've had a lot of experience with patients. But I will always say to somebody, I've not done it myself, so I can't tell you personal, but I can tell you what 300 other patients have told me. And I think that to always make sure that you keep the line of communication open, call here anytime. There's always somebody available to talk to you, even if it's not one of us that can come to the phone right away. Somebody's always around. Anytime you have a question, I think that it's important to call, because even if you read something or you're feeling something, or no matter what, I think that the most important thing is to just keep that communication open.